Hey everybody, it's Alika Lifty, and today let's brew our Burundi Kayanza Benga as a filter offering. This was a really fun Burundi coffee. Tons of sweetness, this not overpowering earthiness and spiciness, and then light fruit notes, more traditional I would say than you may think, especially for a Burundi. You kind of expect very high acidity. We get very high sweetness out of this coffee, and it's relatively easy to brew. I'm doing a Hario V60, yet again, another riff on my easy V60 method. Part of this is because I'm limited, and part of this is because I accidentally brewed a really strange version of this recipe that tasted really good. Because I forgot how much coffee I had put in while I was dialing it in. And trying to get a feel for the coffee. Tasted it, it was great, and so this is what we're doing. So I have 20 grams of our Burundi ground medium fine. This was 18 clicks on my Commandante C40, which you are going to look at around 10 on your Baratza Encore. This gives us 540 microns on our grind setting. So 20 grams of coffee. I'm only going to be brewing with 250 mils of 206 degree Fahrenheit water. So I unintentionally did a 1 to 12.5 ratio like I did at the US Brewers Cup. Very different coffee. I normally would not have expected that to taste good. It was really cool with a tremendous texture, like almost, like brown sugar simple syrup. And so I adjusted it just a little bit to make it taste even better, and that's what we're going to be brewing right here. If you don't want to brew that tight, which some could see as like a waste of your coffee, then just brew up to 300 grams and let it drip all the way through. But if you do that, be sure to grind more coarsely. I would grind probably 20 to 22 clicks on your Commandante C40 if you're going to do a more traditional ratio. But this is what we're going to do, and we're going to brew this in 1, 2, 3 total pours. So only 3 total pours, but we're gonna have a really long bloom. So first, I'm gonna bloom 50 grams. So let's do it. 50 grams or milliliters. I use them interchangeably because it's water and it is interchangeable. And so I can sound super smart. So 50 gram bloom. I'm gonna let this go for 1 whole minute. I know that sounds like a long time, but I want this coffee to saturate more fully so that when I start pushing more water through, I've got more saturation. I'm gonna get a more even extraction through this medium finely ground coffee. You're gonna get your bloom, you're gonna get lots of bubbles, and at 1 minute, I'm gonna pour a spiral up to 150 grams total. So at this point, it smells somewhat like a traditional Burundi. I smell some like citrus fruit and that brown sugar. Here we go, 1 minute, boom, punch it. Come back to the middle. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to let this go until 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I'm gonna fill it all the way to 250. Spiraling, I'm not sticking to tight center pours in this recipe. There we go. Now, is coffee draining too fast? Like this is a 1 to 12.5 ratio. This is really tight. A lot of coffees brewed in this way would taste under extracted, but this coffee was really sweet and lacked a saltiness that I generally associate with an under extracted coffee. So it was still really nice. I didn't really get any astringency in the over extraction. It's just a really nice high quality coffee. But I found this nice point here at this tight ratio that just gave us an outstanding texture. Like we already list round as one of the descriptors on your box. However, with this ratio, it becomes super silky, round, and coating. Like I said, like a light brown sugar simple syrup. It's really, really nice. When this coffee is balanced, one, I expect a drain time of only 3 minutes. When this coffee was balanced, you're gonna taste brown sugar. You're gonna get ginger snap. Again, more developed sweetness like molasses, this slightly earthy and spicy ginger. It's really, really nice. We're gonna get pear. And this brightens as your coffee cools, becoming more like grapefruit. So we get more complex acidity perception as your coffee cools. Here we go. Made a little bit of a mess. We'll survive. A little bit for me. And a little bit for you. Cheers and enjoy.